Hello everyone and welcome to the Unfound podcast channel on YouTube. This video will be about the disappearance of Dowell Phillips. That's a disappearance we covered in late 2017. His wife Missy was on the program. What you're looking at here is, of course, a satellite view of the location where Dowell, Missy, and their daughter lived, right here at 1957 Helenwood Detour Road. And the other location that I've picked out to also show is because it came up during the interview. It came up also in a conversation that I had with Missy's brother, who, the way I remember it, I actually spoke to him first, and then I spoke to Missy, and she was the one who was eventually on the program. Her brother had stated that there is a guy, his name is Steve Garrett, who works at Highland Steel, this place right here, who claimed that he saw Dowell walking that day. Said that he was on that road and that he saw Dowell walking. There are a couple confusing points regarding that, though. And when I spoke to Missy's brother, he claimed that Highland Steel was like a quarter mile down the road from where Dowell and Missy lived. Well, you can see looking at this map, that is not the situation. However, I do need to explain that the reason that the blue line to get from Helenwood Road to Highland Steel is because there is a railroad track that goes right here. The only railroad crossing is up here. So to get there in a car, you first have to go north, and then east, and then south. And that's what makes that trip 2.8 miles or 4 minutes. Let me just pull that down so you can see that. There we go. However, if you're going to walk it, if you're going that direction, say you want to walk from Dowell's house to Highland Steel, I suppose you could just walk down Helenwood Detour Road, get down here, and then just walk across the train tracks as long as there's not a fence there or something. I just don't know. To my knowledge, Steve has never stated at what point on the road he saw Dowell, where Dowell was, what direction he was going. Was he walking right on the road? Was he walking off into the woods? What time of day it was? There's a lot of unknowns. However, I will say this, and maybe this can clear up something. I'm not sure if it does. But I will zoom in on where Dowell and Missy lived. I think Missy still does live there. Right here. Well, you will see off to the west here, this location. And it does look to me to be some sort of manufacturing place. There's several trucks there. Pickup trucks and 18-wheeler trucks. And it very well may be that this is another location for Highland Steel, a remote location where they might store things. I just don't know. Because then that would certainly explain why Missy's brother was saying, well, Highland Steel is right down the road. Well, this is certainly right down the road. It certainly is a quarter mile away from their house. I'm just not sure. As you can see in the map, it's not called anything at all. So I just don't know what to think about that. However, I think that it is certainly possible that Highland Steel might have a couple different locations that they use in the area. Dogs were used to try to track Dowell down. They went in a particular direction. I'm not sure which. I don't know if they went north or south, or maybe they went back that road, and they lost the scent. Now, as I've stated a few times since we've covered this disappearance, a lot of rumors have been circulating around this case. Dowell's side of the family is really did not like Missy being on the program. They gave her a hard time about it. They wrote some emails to me. More recently, within the last 6 months, there have been rumors out there that Dowell's actually alive, and he went to a funeral a couple years ago to a funeral of a guy that he knew. My assistant Cherie tried to look into that. She could find no proof that Dowell actually went to this funeral, that he's living in some other town. His social security checks have not been collected or cashed. And I don't know how he would do without that money. And did he change his name? It's just so unexpected for this kind of disappearance. There are many others where we can understand where a lot of rumors get generated. This was not one that I anticipated that to be the situation, but it is. My general opinion regarding Dowell's disappearance is that you can see this terrain. If he did walk off, and I'm just naming just one of the rumors regarding his disappearance, that he's out there somewhere still alive. We didn't cover them in the interview, but there are other things that people have come forward to make statements. Maybe there was some foul play involved. Just don't know. But what I see is a lot of area that probably has not been searched since Dowell went missing. Hills of Tennessee. Dowell could have gone off in any direction. If you go back and listen to the interview, because I did not listen to the interview, but I was looking at my notes from the interview and the notes that I took in talking to Missy. Dowell was certainly, he was having some medical issues. He was depressed. There were things going on with him at the time of his disappearance. And I continue to believe that this is a situation where he walked off. And he had even talked to Missy about going to live in the woods. So I continue to reject all of the rumors that I've heard regarding his disappearance. I continue to believe that he is in this area. I don't know how far he could have walked, but I continue to believe that he did walk off to parts unknown. It was not foul play, but he was depressed, possibly suicidal, or at least having some mental thing going on, or he might not have been thinking straight. But I just wanted you to see this, see the couple of locations, see the territory, see the geography, and try to make that decision for yourself. What's something else that occurs to me is Steve Garrett saying that he saw Dowell. It's interesting to me on this road that nobody else ever said they saw Dowell. So Steve might just be making stuff up. Of course, Dowell walked off. Certainly possible that Steve did see him. Then you start wondering, why does it seem that Steve was the only one who saw Dowell on him, during the day walking on this road, when there are houses both to the south and north of this address, 1957 Helenwood Detour Road. I don't know if we have a good explanation for that, but I continue to believe that Dowell really did walk off, and unfortunately I'm not inclined to believe that he is with us anymore. But I thank you for watching this video regarding the disappearance of Dowell Phillips.